Distinguished guests, please stand if you are able. Her Excellency the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kiro, Governor-General of New Zealand.
Ki tēnā o tātai. He honore, he gloria, he maunga rongo ki runga ki te mata o te whenua, he whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Arohaina ngā teina, me ngā tuakana, e noho nei I rungi te whakaro ko tahi, pai mai.
Please be seated. Tini whetū ki te rangi, ka mau tonu, ka mau tonu. Tini tāngata ki te whenua, ngaru noa, haere atu rā. Nau mai, piki mai, tauti mai, ki te whare o te kāwana tianara. Ko ngā tāwhirotanga o te wā ki a tātou I tēnei rangi. Tēnā tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Government House, Auckland, for today's investiture ceremony. I'd like to specifically acknowledge Mr. Joe Haruwira, our kaumātua, and Mrs. Pauline Hopa, our kuia, tēnā kōrua. Hosting investiture ceremonies is one of the most important duties I perform on behalf of His Majesty the King of New Zealand. I'm delighted to bring together such an extraordinary group of New Zealanders. You have each brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa New Zealand through your outstanding achievements and your service to our communities. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend my sincerest thanks to you for your contributions. After each recipient is honoured, I invite you to join with me in congratulating them. Mr. Ward Carmel will now summon the recipients and read their citations.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Jim Bolt of Queenstown, for services to local government, tourism and the community. Jim Bolt was elected as Mayor of Queenstown Lakes District Council in 2016 and re-elected in 2019. He's led a series of projects to bolster the district. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he led implementation of funding and support for migrants in the area who found themselves without homes or work, establishment of the Queenstown Greater Needs Fund for the medical needs of migrants, the Economic Recovery and District Diversification Task Forces, and worked with central government on initiating shovel-ready projects and establishing the Major Events Fund. He chaired the Otago Lifelines Program for Natural Disaster Readiness and the Metro Mayor's section of local government. Mr. Bolt is patron of the Child Cancer Foundation, Wakatipu Wildlife Trust, Wakatipu Rowing Club, and continues as chair of the Canterbury Museum Working Party. Mr. Jim Bolt, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the King's Service Order, Mrs. Karen Morrison-Hume of Raglan, for services to the community. Well, Karen Morrison-Hume is CEO and Missioner of the Mahi Mihinare Anglican Action in Hamilton. She was instrumental in establishing Te Arahau Social Services Village, a pioneering initiative housing multiple social service agencies. She has been committed to providing vital services to at-risk individuals. She advocated for the groundbreaking youth justice initiative Te Urihanga. She led a community campaign opposing the sale of Hamilton City Council's pensioner housing. She was a founder and trustee of the Hamilton Combined Christian Food Bank and of the Combined Housing Action Research Group. She has served on numerous governance committees of church and community-focused organisations. Mrs. Morrison-Hume has held leadership roles in the Hamilton Council of Christian Social Services, Hamilton Methodist Social Services, the New Zealand Council of Christian Social Services, and Poverty Action Waikato. Mrs. Karen Morrison-Hume, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Alison Ferguson of Auckland, for services to netball. Well, Alison Ferguson was a director and then chair of the Netball New Zealand Board. She oversaw investment in player pathways to ensure continuity of netball's high-performance programs while introducing greater player numbers at the elite level. She was board chair of Auckland Netball Centre, where she drove the establishment of a 56-court venue at Stonefields. A commercial litigation lawyer, she applied her legal expertise on a pro bono basis for the establishment of Auckland Netball at Stonefields near Central Auckland. She joined the Diamonds Netball Franchise Board and was appointed to the New Zealand Working Committee for Development of a new Trans-Tasman netball competition, which became known as the ANZ Championship. Ms. Ferguson secured a sizable donation that enabled the construction of Canterbury's first indoor venue for netball. Ms. Alison Ferguson, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Ian Godfrey of Auckland, for services to surf life saving and water safety education. Well, Ian Godfrey has been a surf lifesaver and advocate for drowning prevention and water safety for more than 50 years. He's held numerous positions on the Waipu Cove Surf Life Saving Club's board, including patrol captain, secretary and president. He has been the club's registrar since 2005. He was a director of Water Safe Auckland, leading initiatives to promote greater awareness of drowning prevention and water safety in the region. He served on the New Zealand Standards Committees for swimming pool construction and swimming pool fencing. As chair of the Surf Lifesaving Northern Region Board, Mr Godfrey spearheaded a capital works funding program to re-establish several life-saving clubs. Mr Ian Godfrey, please come forward. Mr Merrick Sanderson of Whangarei for services to orthopaedic surgery. Well, Merrick Sanderson was one of two surgeons serving Northern from 1976 and had a key role in the orthopaedic department at Whangarei Base Hospital. He was a pioneer of arthroscopy in New Zealand. He campaigned for high standards in operating theatre conditions. He was involved in the development of Kensington Hospital to improve access for patients eligible for ACC treatment. He co-developed the Northland Orthopaedic Centre and later added the Day Surgical Centre. He chaired the Northland branches of the New Zealand Arthritis Foundation and the New Zealand Sports Medicine Foundation. He was president of the New Zealand Orthopaedic Association and deputy chair of the Northland District Health Board. Mr Merrick Sanderson, please come forward. Ms Rachel Smalley of Auckland for services to broadcasting and health advocacy. Rachel Smalley has worked for more than 25 years as a presenter and journalist. She was a program host, foreign correspondent, news and current affairs anchor, and executive producer for international and domestic television channels. She anchored radio programs on News Talk ZB and Today FM. She travelled to the Middle East and Europe to report on the Syrian refugee crisis and was a spokesperson for World Vision's Forgotten Millions fundraising campaign. She formed the Medicine Gap, a website and storytelling platform which gave a collective voice to New Zealanders seeking access to life-enabling or life-saving medicines. Ms Smalley's advocacy has contributed to some patients receiving medicines which were not previously funded. Ms Rachel Smalley, please come forward. Mr Aban Yor of Auckland for services to ethnic and migrant communities. Labanyo volunteered as a community leader with the Auckland South Sudanese community and has since contributed through various leadership roles, advocating and educating within several migrant and former refugee organisations. He is Chief Executive of the Aotearoa Resettled Community Coalition, a collective voice of migrant communities working at all levels to progress resettlement, integration and thriving of migrants. His initiatives to support resettled migrants have included a social hub for seniors, a youth leadership forum, a women's leadership network, and an annual soccer tournament. Mr. Yor has published 4 books and 5 articles on his own experiences and is chief editor of the New Resident magazine. Mr. Aban Yor, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the King's Service Medal, Dr. Matire Harwood of Auckland for services to Māori health. Dr. Matire Harwood, Ngāpuhi, is a general practitioner at Papakura Marae Health Clinic and Deputy Dean at the University of Auckland's Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences Administration. Her PhD examined recovery after stroke, designing and testing an intervention for rehabilitation, specifically for Māori and Pacific peoples, the success of which has led to changes in treatment guidelines. She is co-chair of the Whatuora's Clinical Research Steering Group and is a member of the Hauora Māori Advisory Committee to the Minister of Health. She has served on numerous boards and committees. Dr. Harwood is editor of the Māori Health Review. Dr. Matire Harwood, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
New Zealand's honours system is our highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces those things that make our society better: service, manakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of fellow New Zealanders. In doing so, you embody the sentiment expressed by American writer Joseph Campbell when he said, "One way or another, we all have to find what best fosters the flowering of our humanity in this life and dedicate ourselves to that." I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements, and I thank you once again for your service to our country. Kia ora, hui hu mai tātou I tēnei rā. Now you will see on the back of your program the words to the national anthem in Te Reo and English. I now invite you to stand with me and join in singing these.